What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to a couple of subscribers for showing love to the channel. Much respect to Terry for the $5 donation via the Cash App. Leaves a note saying, Giannis for MVP, and you have phenomenal videos. Thank you. Thank you. I try my best. Trying to make the case for why I feel like Giannis is being screwed by the mainstream media. Everyone's going to agree with me, and sometimes I get some nasty comments, but it's all right. You know what I mean? That's just what happens when you're on YouTube. Also want to give a shout out to, I hope I pronounced it correctly, Saunders, for the $10 donation via the Cash App. Leaves a note saying, love, love, love your content, Sandra. Okay, Sandra. Much respect to you, Sandra. Glad that you like my content. I try to be funny. I try to be entertaining, but I'm also trying to put some information out there for everybody out there. At least try to explain why I feel the way I feel. So, shout out to Dreamers Pro. Because he put this in his community section about why is it even a discussion? Why is it a big, debate about players playing back-to-back games? I mean, that was something that happens. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. And for some reason, it seems like playing back-to-back games is somehow becoming more physically grueling than a 26-mile marathon or the Tour de France, or some type of strongman, Ironman competition that you see on ESPN2. I mean, I don't get it. I understand that it's that it can wear on you to play back-to-back basketball games. But all of this, they need to reduce games and all that. No. So this is what we're not going to do here. You're not going to bullshit a bullshitter. Or con a con man. If you players today, the media tells me they're bigger, faster, and stronger than prior generations, then why is it that these plumbers and taxi cab drivers, right, and shelf makers, these part-time salesmen, and whatever disparaging comment they want to make about these guys as far as job opportunities, or job occupations, I should say, why is it that these people in Converse and in Chuck Taylors were able to play all 82 games? Why is that? But now you want us to reduce the game, the season to 62 games, but you want 82 games paid. Fuck no. So I just want to compare, even though it's not just them, LeBron and AD, but this is the one that's up for debate. I looked at their season this year, and I looked to see how many back-to-backs they had. And the season started in mid-October, and the season will end sometime around April the 9th, I think it is, right? And when I looked at their season, they've had 12 back-to-backs. 12. That's quite a few. That's quite a few. A little bit more than I thought, right? But then I looked at the 1971-72 Lakers. A team that won 69 games, which was the NBA record for 24 years. A team that still holds the record for the longest winning streak in North American sports, 33 games. The first championship in LA. Jerry West's only championship, Wilt's second. And I looked to see how many back-to-backs they played that season. Now, the season started in mid-October, but it ended in early March. So they had a more compact, condensed schedule than the NBA players today. Guess how many back-to-backs they played? 24. They played 24 back-to-backs. 24. Twice as many. As a matter of fact, they had 6, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back-to-back games. You heard me. They had 6 back-to-back games. And to put this into perspective, the 1972 schedule was actually a little bit more lenient than some of the earlier schedules. Some of those years, the NBA season, late 60s, I think, the season started, or in the 60s, the season started in December and ended in March. So I can only imagine how many back-to-backs they had in Wilt's prime, or maybe even back-to-back-to-back games. So think about that. And don't come on me about the pace, because the pace was even faster in the early 70s. Points per game, matter of fact, let's look at something. This year, the NBA is averaging 114.6 points per game. 1971-72, the NBA averaged 110.2. Now, remember this though. There was no three-point shot. So, the NBA averages 12 three-pointers per game. So if you take away the 12 three-pointers, that brings the average down to 102 for this season, if the three-point shot didn't exist. So how you really look at it is pace. This year, pace, 99.1. A little bit higher than last year's 98.2. 99.1. What was the pace in 71-72? It was actually before they started checking it, but 2 years later, when the average had dipped to 105.7, pace was 107.8. So it stands to reason that pace was probably a little bit faster in 71-72. Let's say 108, 109. So it always kills me when people say the 70s were slower. No, they weren't. Look at this. Look at the 70s. From 74 onward. Pace, 107.8, 104.5, 105.5, 106.5, 106.7, 105.8, and 79-80, 103.1. The pace was faster. So Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, all these guys were playing in a faster paced league, wearing them uncomfortable ass shoes, in a more condensed schedule with back-to-back-to-back games. And not to mention, Wilt was still playing 42 minutes a game. What leads the NBA today? 37? 36 point something? 35 minutes considered a lot now. So yeah, miss me when you guys be trying to get me to feel sorry for these dudes. You think Luka could have made it back then? Think about it. You think Luka could have played that pace? Imagine him playing then and not playing defense. See if he's starting. See if he's starting on any team with Red Holtzman as a coach, or any team with Red Auerbach, or any team with Bill Sharman, or any team with the coach being Jack Ramsey, Doug Moe. No, he's not going to start in the 70s being that bad a defender. But anyway, and they would have just the pace of the NBA and the rigors. None of that cushy private planes, private helicopters. You had to fly commercial with the rest of the mugs and all of the regular people. Had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and rush to the airport, and none of these commodity, none of these modern day conveniences. Nope. Then you wonder why nobody played more than 15, 16 seasons back then. Too much wear and tear. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.